Welcome to your first look. It's Pro Motocross for 2023. We are ready for press day here Thursday afternoon at Fox Raceway at Pala. Of course, this show brought to you, as always, by 60 Helmets. 60's patented Omni-Directional Suspension technology provides protection capabilities unmatched in any other helmet design. They're dedicated to the relentless pursuit of brain protection. Established in 2011, 60 is the technology leader in both motorcycle and bicycle helmet design. Jason Weigandt, Kellen Brauer here. We had a big press conference over at the casino, which I've never integrated into this race before. I've actually never even been to the Pala Casino. It was pretty nice.
I hadn't been either. And it was
you live here.
I know, I live here, and I've never been. No, it was really nice. It was this huge stage, and I feel like the casino went all out, too, to accommodate us. So really cool way to start off the weekend. Obviously start off this championship as well with kind of a big bang, I guess, in that sense.
Yeah, we had about 20 riders, 10 per class, up on the stage, and then we also got some one-on-one time, so we'll play some interviews here in just a moment. I think everybody knows the talking points coming in. We've had tons of preview videos and everything else you see on social media. We know what's happening coming in. I guess more specifically, though, this track. We want to make quick conclusions, Kellen, in this series, but this is not a track that a lot of guys focus on and say, this is my fave, but a few guys do. So I think you get weird results.
Yeah, well, it's really weird because so many people ride here, obviously.
Yeah.
This is the Southern California track at this point in time, so everyone comes here, tests here. There was a ride day here last Tuesday that everyone came and rode, and now we're going to go see these guys ride right now. But the track here does end up being different on a regular weekend versus what we're going to see at the National. They dig it a lot deeper. They establish lines in different ways, and then I think they build stuff up as well because it's obviously a pro race, so they peak stuff out a little bit more, and they do things differently that way. So even though it's a familiar track, it's unfamiliar because these guys are getting thrown a curveball from what they're familiar with at this racetrack.
Right, so what that means is no matter what happens in the results, don't read too much into it because it could change as the year goes on. Plus, it's the standard. Some guys are ready for outdoors, some guys are not, and then by round 3, a lot of the results flip. Let's talk to a couple riders in the 250 class and get updates, including some riders that we haven't seen in a little while.
But really, is this the most prepared you've ever felt coming into a season then, would you say?
I would say so. I think every other time I've been coming off of 250 Supercross, and last year I wasn't in that position, but I had an injury I was dealing with. So, yeah, I would say this would make sense to be the most prepared I've been. And I think we have the bike in a good spot. I'm in a good spot, and everything seems to be clicking. It's just one thing left to do, and that's to go race. So here we are.
Last year for you, it was kind of a slow build, and then you finally got that win at Washougal. How important is it for you this year to come out, win right away, and kind of like establish that you're here as a presence again?
Yeah, last year I did not start it out good. I don't know if it was the nerves or, I just had been, off of racing for like almost a year. So I think that played into it. And I think I went like 11-13 or something here last year. And that was a big shock to me. And somehow I rebounded to get back on the podium the next weekend. So hopefully we don't do that again. Hopefully we can at least start it on the podium this year. And whatever we're going to do, we're going to take it, build off of it, and we're going to know what we're going to need to do.
Just kind of take me through the recovery process and then how you're feeling at the moment.
I'm feeling good. Recovery, it's gone as good as it can. I'm actually back a little bit earlier, I think, but I feel good. I've been riding really good. I was fast. Back in practice, I matched up really well with the guys, so it was time to line up.
Do you feel that these first few rounds then it's just get your feet wet and feel where you're at again, or do you have like an expectation you're putting on yourself?
Yeah, that's what the goal that I've been told from Alden and Brownie and everybody was to get my feet back under me. I haven't raced in a while, but I don't know. I've been feeling really good, so it depends. Everything goes out of the window if I get a good start, but I feel good. I know I can win. So the speed's there. The only thing that I know that I can be a little bit better on is endurance, but that literally just comes from racing all year. These guys are going to have that little bit of race pace, so it's really just getting back in there, getting that race intensity again, and I'll be good. But if I get through the first 2 rounds, I'll be good for the rest of the season, I think.
First of all, this is a home race for you, so it's kind of cool, right? Rolling into this weekend, first round, and then bam, it's your home race too.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. I haven't been in town for a while. I've been at the Baker's factory, but it's cool to be able to fly home, enjoy some time with the family, and go racing on a track I've ridden a bunch.
So this whole year, the plan has changed quite a bit, I feel like. From starting the season, you were going to do Supercross Futures, then you get thrown into East, and now it sounds like you're going to do all the outdoors. How's it been to kind of manage that and manage your own expectations with that as well?
It's been pretty cool. I came into this year thinking I was going to be amateur again all year. I was going to go through Loretta's, and wow, that changed quite a bit. So I'm stoked that the team gave me the opportunity, though. I'm looking forward to this 11 rounds.
Just kind of take me through moving to Club MX and you know, going into this program and what your thoughts are with it so far.
Yeah, it's been good. I moved out to North Carolina at the beginning of 2023, and just been out there riding. And I've been riding, doing stuff out there, and you know, the opportunity came up for Supercross, and things didn't go great there. But yeah, now we're into outdoors, got everything healed up, and I'm excited to get it kicked off.
What expectations are you putting on yourselves then rolling into outdoors?
As of right now, not much, because I just came back. You know, I've only had a few weeks on the bike. Had both my wrists, got surgery on both my wrists, so it's been a little rough. But right now, I'm just trying to get time back on the bike. You know, just getting back speed, doing all that stuff. So.
Okay, so we thank those riders for giving us one-on-one time, and then there was a whole panel on stage. And Kellen, you asked Hunter Lawrence if, because he had the Supercross title wrapped up a little bit early, if he had more time to get ready for this.
Right, because last year he took the title all the way to the last round with Christian Craig. He won the final round in or he didn't win it, but he was battling Nate Thrasher for the win in Salt Lake City. So he was focused on Supercross till the bitter end.
Right.
This time he clinches this 250 East title on April 29th. We're almost a month after that now, so he gets a whole basically month to more or less focus on outdoors. You know, he still wanted to win some Supercross races and contend, but he focused that attention towards outdoors and getting ready and being more prepared. And he says going into this is about the most prepared he's ever been for an outdoor season.
That's cool. And then a lot of question marks around Jeremy Martin. It's kind of a he should, he shouldn't.
Yeah.
He's not on the full factory team with Muck-Off FXR Club MX Yamaha, but he's Jeremy Martin.
Yep.
He's actually tied for 4th all-time in overall wins in this class, and he's really never had a bad outdoor season. He's never been an also-ran ever. So we asked him about that, and he's very familiar with the feel he's looking for. Mm-hmm. He's been on Star many, many years. He's encouraged. He thinks he has that feel with the other bike.
Right, exactly. He feels that what they were searching for is to find basically the exact same settings that he was running on Star. It's tough because I feel like they're going to maybe be a little bit down on engine power. Those Star bikes, we know the horsepower that they deliver.
Yeah, they're factory bikes.
But
yep.
I feel that Jeremy, even when he rode for Geico, when he had that feel, when he had that comfort level,
yeah.
he could find that next level and push the bike beyond maybe the limits that is expected of it. So it's going to be exciting to see, because we don't always get, I mean, Kenny this year, I guess, kind of like going to a different team that we don't expect to win, and then he makes it win. So maybe J-Mart, kind of same story outdoors. Can he put Club on top of the podium?
And one other real wild card here, if you go back to the beginning of the year last season, Michael Moseman won a moto at Hangtown.
Yep.
Was pulling away at High Point. You could argue there were days where Michael Moseman was the fastest 250 rider indoors or out on the right day. Bad Supercross season. I got a chance to talk to him. You'll see it in Weed Show. He said he had injuries in the preseason that he hid. That's why Supercross was bad. And then a concussion at Daytona. Now, he's had concussion issues before. He did something. He wouldn't get into the specifics of what, but he says his brain is in a better condition than it's ever been before, even back to last year. So I think we had forgotten about Moseman. There's a chance that the Moseman from last year could be back.
Well, that's the most Michael Moseman answer I think I've ever heard,
yes,
is that my
true.
brain is in the best condition. But, you know, hopefully we do, right? Because the Supercross season went nowhere where anybody thought it might go. Like, we considered a championship contender, and then he was nowhere close. So he's on this new gas platform. It's a little bit different than what he was on last year. But I still think that there is plenty chances that we see him start up front and battle up front, and maybe almost kind of surprise people of like, oh, yeah, he's still there. Like, we forgot that he exists. But no, he was good last year, and I think that he will contend again this year.
We'll get to the 450s in a moment. I just want to shout out, full circle, you got Ryder DeFrancesco and Chet Reynolds. Remember him? Missed a lot of time with injury. He's making his pro debut. It'll be cool to have the old buddies here from Bakersfield, California, making their full-time pro debut together with Pro Circuit Monster Energy Kawasaki on Saturday. Now let's talk to some 450 riders.
Hey, first of all, how are we feeling, man? Coming off of Supercross, pretty good end to the year for you. Just excited to get going again?
Yeah, I feel good. I think for me, like stringing a bunch of races together and then going into a new season, the nerves are definitely lower than they were at like Anaheim. So it's nice to kind of be able to enjoy it more and not be so jumpy. Yeah, we all have a lot of laps on this on Fox Raceway, so kind of home court advantage for everyone. But excited to see where I stand and try not to, same thing as always, try not to put too much expectations on myself so I can enjoy it.
Well, going back to the last time you raced pro motocross, I mean, you were a consistent threat at the front. You won motos, and you say that you want to stay measured in the approach, but like, how is it to back yourself down and not want to go for a moto win every time and just be happy with the rides that you're putting in?
Well, I've had to, where I've come from you know, the past few years, like how when I talk about like growth, it's getting to a place where I can be happy with doing my best and not be so focused on the win. Because sometimes when you're so results driven like that, and you're far away from where you feel like you need to be, it feels impossible to dig yourself out of that hole. So you have to kind of rewire your brain in order to get back up there. So why would I change that now? Of course, I'm confident in my ability. You know, nothing's changed. I can still go fast on a bike. Of course, I have this nerve injury that's, you know, it's just frustrating, and it's part of the growth process. Like, part of me just being able to do my best is that too. I can't be too frustrated with it because it kind of interferes with everything, and I could not get the best out of the day. So just about one foot in front of the other, my man.
Well, first of all, take me through the recovery process the last couple of weeks for you. Like, how much time have you had to even ride? I think it's only been a couple of days, right?
Yeah, so it's been 2 days exactly. So not too much, but you know, it was been about 3 weeks off the bike, maybe about 3.5, I think it was, and got cleared at the end of last week to go ahead and start back riding. So we rode on a Friday, which was great, and then rode again Monday, and we're supposed to ride Tuesday, but got rained out in Florida. So today will be day 3, but overall I feel really good. I didn't feel like I lost too much, and you know, it's one of those things. It's going to probably start slow, but I expect it to get better as we get going. And I really just wanted to be here for round 1. You know, I think we saw in Supercross anything can happen, right? So just wanted to be at the start and see where the season takes us.
All right, that's always good to get words from Cooper Webb, who we didn't even expect to be here, and Adam Cianciarulo, who I think we're just happy whenever he is here. And Adam is always very honest with the arm issue. Those were really good questions there. So many stories in this 450 class, of course, starting with who's out and who's going to be back. Justin Barcia and Christian Craig were here today to say be back pretty soon. Barcia wants to race back, especially for those SMX playoff points. But it's pretty open. Without them here, someone's probably going to surprise us.
Well, hopefully that's the case, right? Because otherwise I feel like we're looking at only 3-4 guys maybe that are going to contend for moto wins. You know, when they do come back, I'm sure Barcia, Anderson, those guys will contend for moto wins as well. But, you know, we're looking at the Aaron Plessingers of the world. We're looking at guys like that to break out and battle at the front again. We know AP is capable of it, but can he challenge Dylan Ferrandis and Jet Lawrence and Chase Sexton, who we expect to contend for this title? Obviously, Webb being back. We know Adam Cianciarulo has the speed. So I feel that there's a little bit more intrigue to this series than it gets credit for, just because of the fact that we don't have Eli Tomac here. But these guys are proven winners. At some level, they're going to figure out a way to contend and battle, and I don't think it's going to be a walk-home win for anybody this year. I think we're going to see some good championship fights.
And no matter what, when it comes down to the end, the big headline last year, we had a deep field for sure from beginning to end. We were very good with injuries last year. But when we got here to Pala for the finale, it was all about there's 2 guys. It's all about Tomac and Sexton. As long as you get that at the top, if we have a knockdown drag-out between, let's say, Jet Lawrence, Chase Sexton, and Dylan Ferrandis, we would like to have 4th and 5th be big names, but in the end, fans are still going to get their fill. And we know the 2 guys under 110, the Jet-Chase combo, that is going to be fun to watch regardless, but hopefully we get a little bit more depth.
Well, hey, even regarding that, their bikes are not in the same side of the tent. They're separated by the 250 bikes, so there's even a little bit of drama already there. Okay. But actually, you know, what you're saying about these guys, you know, we're going to get down to 2 guys by the end of the season. You remember last year, Eli Tomac, we came into the outdoors and we're like, is he even racing? Like, what's the deal with the knee or whatever? So
yeah, and he was terrible here.
Right, and don't sleep on someone having a bad round at this round, like you say. Like, even Cooper Webb, if he goes 4-5 this week and gets decent points, like, hey, maybe he's in this. You know, maybe we get to round 2 or 3 and he can start winning motos by then. So you never really know when that break ride is going to come, and I think you can't sleep on some of these guys that we haven't been betting on yet.
Yeah, Webb made the point that he was on the podium the last 3 races when he last raced this series back in the 2021 season, and he almost won after at the finale back then. They got the bike a lot better, and as we saw in Supercross with Tomac, count on nothing. Anything can happen. That's going to be our theme for 2023. All right, that's your first look. Thanks to 60 Helmets. Enjoy the footage. We'll have also stuff all weekend long, from raw videos to some. We'll try to do some stuff right before they go out the gate. You got some ideas that we'll keep that quiet. When you know, you know. So much cool stuff coming your way as the start of Pro Motocross. But don't forget, of course, practice shows every 10 a.m. Saturday morning local time, and every 1 o'clock local time is our motos. 4.5 hours of coverage on Peacock. See you then.